Start, of course, he's aiming for pole position. Let's see, comparison. He is gaining time all the way around. He'll need more of it if he's going to take provisional pole.
He got a great exit out of turn 2 to gain 200. And now into this fast left-hander, can he keep? Just no track limit for Broumand.
That leaves him vulnerable. The track time invalidated.
Hello everyone, it's Bari here. It's been a while since I posted, and it was just because I couldn't really post. I was quite busy, and obviously the mental situation I was in, I couldn't really post anything regarding what was happening in the world, and obviously in general I couldn't really do it. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm back, and let's try to get back to the video. And it's another round of F1 Esports, this time around Brazil, the track that I'm usually quite fast, but I never get a good result. But now we are heading to our first run in Q1. Actually looked quite okay sector 1. I could have been better, but sector 1 was quite tricky, especially with the bump in turn 1 and turn 2. So it was quite tricky in general, but we still did a good first sector. We missed the apex by a tiny bit, which cost us a little bit of lap time, but nonetheless, as I said, for Q1, you don't really look to do best lap of your life. You basically want to do a really clean lap to just, you know, secure a top 15 to go through to Q2. And yeah, I mean, middle sector looked quite decent after turn 4. It's just, as long as you don't do any big mistake, it should be fine. And we did quite a good last corner, I'm quite sure. And now we're trying to maximize the track, trying to stay as tight as possible, and to finish the lap, which we did a 4.6. 6.46, which is not a bad lap. Our teammate did a 4.0, and we didn't show up our last run because we invalidated, and that's why it was no point to show it. But luckily our first run was good enough to go to Q2. I think Brazil was the track that I was struggling a bit compared to other ones in last event for some reason, and obviously I know Brazil is usually one of the best tracks for Nico. But now we're heading to our final Q2 run, and you can see in after first round we are P2 and our teammate P3, and Fred is P1. Now we're heading to turn 1, again just trying to get a good rotation. We got it perfectly, and we are red a little bit, so we are a bit slower than our first run. But as I said, it's usually quite tricky to get sector 1 right. Turn 4 was I mean, looked good, but I was about to say I'm gonna gain it back, but I didn't. And now we're doing the double right, try to stay as tight as possible. Now we're going to this really tricky middle sector, which is really easy, easy to make a mistake. It's just you have to be, you know, super aggressive with the steering wheel. And it's just the way you have to drive that game. And also going to the last corner, and we're not improving by the sound of it. Maybe we improve a bit, but obviously our lap time was already good when you are P2 after your first run in Q2. But we still didn't want to obviously make any risk, and we end up being P5, our teammate P4. So the most important thing is we are through to Q3, and let's see what we have. You can see the drivers got eliminated, and luckily we are both in Q3. Now it's all about, we have only one fresh run, but it's all about that one fresh run anyway. We saw it so many times, and now we're heading to our first run in Q3, which is with used tire. Going to turn 1, 4th gear again. Got a real, I think sector 1 was actually decent. I think the rotation in turn 2 was not really ideal, but still the cut was there, and we did a 1-2, which is all right, not the best. Turn 4 was actually quite good, quite on the limit. Actually quite surprised with it. And now we're heading to the double right, which this is flat out corner, basically like, but you have to be like, you have to have a good line, otherwise it's quite tricky. Again, this left-hander have to stay super tight, going to this hairpin, you're just sending the car full lock the front and to stop the car and carry as much speed as possible. Now we're going to our final corner. We have Joris Cruiser in front of us, which we catched throughout our lap. But I mean, it's bad for us, but we don't have any slipstream from him, and so it was just, he was a little bit like in front of me. But I mean, at the end, we did a good lap, to be fair. And now we're going to our last Q3 lap, which is basically all that matters. Going to turn 1, going to 4th gear, trying to hit the apex, but we fully missed the apex. Still, the cut turn 2 was actually quite good, but turn 1 was not good enough. And now we're heading to turn 4, which is quite tricky. And we're heading to turn 4. We braked a bit too late. We didn't get a rotation, and we invalidated, which was, yeah, not ideal. I mean, the pole lap was one of the worst one, but I mean, still, it's a pole lap, and we're starting P10, and our teammate got a penalty as well, 3-place grid pen for blocking. But I mean, nonetheless, I'm quite sure we're starting P9 and our teammate P10. Not a good qualifying from us. I think we could have done way better. And yeah, as you can see, Nico got a grid pen. And now we're just praying that it's obviously not rainy. Our Red Bull's doing an amazing job once again, top 3. And now we're heading to the race, and it's raining. Not a good news. And we just try to get maybe a good start. Maybe we can get Thomas already. We got a decent start, but here we have to also stay, you know, clean. We don't want to get any damage. We have to give space to our teammate. Yeah, Thomas went around the outside, and here we got a really good momentum, and maybe we're just trying to go up the inside, around the outside of Thomas. Thomas squeezing us a little bit, but fair, all good, nothing we could have done. But we still, you know, trying to, because we are not in a good position, guys, after that rookie mistake that I should have never done that. It's just not looking good, obviously. And when it is rainy with the dirty air, it's quite tricky to pass someone, to make a move. And yeah, here we just, again, just trying to find a good rhythm. At the same time, we are still looking to maybe pass Thomas, because obviously the position we are is not looking good, and we are also fighting for the championship still. And so we need a good result if we want to have any chance to win this year's championship. And we are fighting with Thomas and Isma as well, for P2 as well. And like just the top 4, it's Jarno, me, Thomas and Isma. We're just fighting as well. So even if you don't end up winning it, we still want to end up, you know, as high as possible. And let's back to the race, and you can see I'm just pushing and just to see a way, maybe past Thomas. But we knew the overtaking going to be quite tricky, and yeah, it's just not going to be ideal, of course. And we still just need to keep our nose clean, keep it calm. Maybe, you know, there's opportunity, maybe he does a mistake, and then we can, you know, use it as our advantage. But it's just the dirty air is too big, and we're doing the last corner, basically nothing. Going to the straight, everyone using a battery, nothing happened. Nothing happened, and we just move on to lap 10. Again, we are behind Thomas, and I just realized some people already pitted last lap, by the way, guys. And we are boxing this lap, and our teammate continues, but nobody knows what is the best strategy. What was it? But we will figure it out. What was the best strategy? What was the best lap to pit? If it's the earliest, if it's the lap we pitted, or if it's the lap that Nico gonna pit. We will see. And I have no idea. I don't remember this race, but we will see. Now we're getting out of the pit. Obviously, there's no grip. Like, it's not fully dry, and you can see I'm losing the car. I'm getting back on it, and we're just trying to not lose any position, which we didn't, luckily. But we still have to push to, you know, undercut the driver in front of us, and also don't get overcut by the drivers who continues. And so this lap is actually quite crucial, but we don't know the grip of the track. That is the problem. Oh, and we nearly had a moment trying to get the nose in, but it's just, it's quite tricky. It's just a damp condition, which as a driver, you don't know how much grip the track have. And our teammate pitted as well, but if I remember correctly, I remember our engineer said that Nico and the people who continued, they actually didn't lose any lap time, and I think they even gained lap time on us. But we're gonna have a, you know, like a better tires, like on terms of temp.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
And you can see Nicholas came out in front of us. Like, he basically overcut us. We have a tire, like, we have better tire temp, but he came out in front of us, which we got overcut by only him, luckily. But we didn't get anything, and Nico managed to pass Thomas. And here we trying to pass Thomas as well. You know, it's about the time. We using all our ERS to try to make something happen. And we're going around the outside of Thomas, and we actually made the move, which was a really good move. As it was about a time that we have to send it at this point. It was a really good move. And now we are behind our teammate, which has one lap fresher tire. But there's going to be another rain again. So it's going to be dry, which is a weird weather, but it's actually interesting that it did even happen. But nonetheless, we're just trying to, you know, manage the race as best we can as a team. And obviously, I said it earlier, hopefully we can get up some more places to get, you know, better points. And yeah, Thomas is under pressure from Alvaro, because Thomas used all of his ERS. If you go back and check it, he was flashing when I passed him. But the thing is, when Williams or when Alvaro pushing him, it pushes me to use more ERS as well, because otherwise, you know, Thomas will push me, like will come side by side with me. So yeah, and I want to save. There's no point to push my ERS right now. In front of me is my teammate, and there's no point to, you know, have a fight with your teammates. It's just pointless. We are in P8, P9. We just need to go forward. There's nothing to gain right now. It's barely any point, which is obviously better than nothing. And our teammate is pushing Josh now, and you can see the rain started once again, which is a weird situation. And the Red Bulls are on P1, P2 situation. Now we are moving to lap 20. Nico managed to pass Josh, and now Josh pitted. Josh actually pitted in front of us, and I think otherwise we would have passed him anyway. And now we are going for we just gonna chill now, and just behind Nico. Hopefully he will make a move, and the driver that Nico gonna make a move, gonna use more ERS, and he's gonna flash, and then I can find a way to pass him. It's a tricky situation right now. I think our race pace was quite good on dry, but the problem is the race is not fully dry. And yeah, that was the big problem, and we were hoping that it's not rainy. Obviously we are together, and it's going to be such a tricky condition. If it's dry and you have better pace, maybe we can manage to do something. But here again, with the dirty air, it's just impossible to stay close to pass someone. It's quite close. And again here, I think because Josh started pitting, and then people gonna start boxing, same as me. Then I got told by the team to box, and we boxed as well. And again, our teammates started going for one more. But if we go to this Inter, it's gonna be, the question is, can we finish the race on this set of Inter? And we will see what's gonna happen. And went to another Inter, which is right now the track is still not fully Inter condition, so the tire wear is still quite high, which is not ideal at all. And Josh just basically came in front of us, and we are behind him, but we have one lap fresher tire, which is huge. And we got our first warning, which is not ideal. But I was quite frustrated and quite annoyed by this race, by the way this race was going. It was just like you could never understand what was happening, at least on my point of view, which is something that I told the team, and something that I need to work on it for this year of F1 25. Because I was quite lost of what is happening in this race, because maybe like in some few laps maybe could do better, but I mean at the first, the main problem started when I invalidated my lap on quali, which was a quite rookie mistake. Nevertheless, the guys who didn't box now boxed one lap later than us, and we are pushing everything to maybe not get undercut. And again, they pitted one lap later, and I don't know what was Josh doing, which was not ideal at all. And now we have Ismail behind us on fresher tire. As I said, like, the fresher tire is huge in Inter, especially when you did a lap on damp condition. It's like your tire wear is so bad. We saw with Inters as well. Like the fresher, we saw in Zandvoort, sorry, my bad, that how big of an advantage you have when you have better tire. And you can see here, I don't know what was Josh doing, and here we're going side by side. And again, I don't know, and just put us on the grass. I don't know what was he doing, but I mean, it happens, and it fully destroyed our hope to even get a point. But from now on, our race is dead. And I don't understand why he did it. I genuinely don't know, because he's gonna lose that position anyway, which he did, and he just killed our race, which helped Ismail a lot. And for your information, obviously I was fighting with Ismail on the championship, and now Danny, Alfie, all these drivers pitted probably one lap later, two lap later, and have such a big advantage on the tire. And we cannot do anything. Our tires are basically like, we cannot even finish the race right now on this set, because I remember in Brazil there was such a rare situation that the tires are overheating like crazy. It's Inter, but it's not fully Inter, so it's again damp, but Inter is faster. So you're overheating like crazy, the tires, and you have to manage to, bring him till the end. And like, I have such a crazy tire wear, and it will get even more drier. And there is something that, drivers and teams will consider it. And from here, I was quite frustrated, quite annoyed, and basically I knew our race is dead. Obviously, everyone around us has better tire, and it's just such a bad scenario to be in. And we went to lap 27, and finally the DRS got disabled. And actually, my bad. I think the track is even getting like a little bit more wet, but it's not as wet as it, like fully, like it's fully wet, intercondition. So it's still a little bit dry. So the tires are like overheating, and now, as you heard, the engineer said that the track gonna get more drier. And yeah, it's just such a bad situation to be in, and obviously it didn't really go our way. Maybe I could maybe do better with Josh. I'm not sure about that. I mean, he pushed us off track. Maybe I don't know, maybe I could do better. Before that, maybe I could make more places, but every time we pitted, we didn't gain anything, and we basically stayed where we are, and the people who pitted one lap after us just had better tire advantage than us. So it was such a bad situation. And now we pitted another time because we knew we couldn't really make those tires till the end. So we pitted one more time in case there will be a puncture and people will drive super slow to make the tires till the end. I can maybe push the tires till the end of the race. Maybe I can get there. I will, maybe, I don't know. It's gonna be maybe if people maybe kill each other, hit each other, maybe I have a chance to get a point. So that was the only hope. I was still driving. And Josh also pitted as well, because obviously he pitted one lap earlier than me. He couldn't really finish the race anyway without pitting. And so yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And what can I say? These things happen. And as I said, it's just my mistake that I invalidated my lap in quali, which was such a rookie mistake. And these things happens. You cannot do a mistake in the championship like that. And maybe you can, tiny bit, few, but this season we did so many mistakes that it was like recovering from those mistakes is just it's quite hard, and it's nearly impossible. And we making a move on Tycho Hardy. It was we went side by side last corner. It was not expected that. And then obviously Tycho, I don't know why he's trying to fight with us, but I was just, I guess he was just racing, because we were not any main target for anyone anyway, like for his teammate Thomas.
Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
And now we're moving to final lap. We, as you can see, we caught up like so much, but obviously I knew it. Even if I caught up, it's not gonna be enough. It's just not gonna be enough. Maybe we could have pit earlier, but we didn't. Then we would end up not having like a fresher tire like that. You can never say that. It's just the whole situation, the whole race didn't go our way. Unfortunately, it's just like that. Some races happens like that, and the problem is we had too many of these races that we just scored 0 point, and this is going to be another one, which is going to be our 5th race of the season that we score 0 point, which is not ideal. It's just not ideal at all, and it's just something that I will work on it myself to obviously recover from that. And Yarna obviously won won Brazil, which is in a prime position to win this championship. He's just the most consistent out of everyone, always in the points, always just be there. Most of the races he's finishing on the points. But yeah, that is the race in Brazil. It's just I'm just never scoring points in Brazil, even if it's just too small. Thank you guys for watching it. Sorry for delay. I will try to finish this championship ASAP because the league race is gonna start soon, and then we're gonna have content of league races. I'm gonna post it, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. If you guys have any idea what type of content you want to see from F1 25, comment me and I will have a look and I will make it for you. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao ciao.